Will Heung-min Son score 20 plus goals this season in a Spurs shirt? This is the question I'm asking in this video. And more importantly, this is the question I'm asking you, my fellow Spursonians, my fellow Spurkistadors, whether you believe Son can hit the magic 20 goal barrier this season. Now, before you sit and say, yeah, of course, definitely, Son would definitely get 20 goals this season, just hold your horses, because we're going to take a look at Son's record to date and see whether it suggests whether he can pass 20 goal barrier or whether or not he will fail to deliver on this. Now, this is a prediction video, so during this video I'm going to give you my prediction about what I think Son will do this season and whether he will pass the 20 goal barrier. So let's get into it. Right, so as you probably know, Son joined, this is actually Son's 9th season at Spurs. I didn't even realize it's been that long. He's been there nearly a decade. Time flies. So Son joined in 2015-2016 season, and currently he has 106 Premier League goals and 272 appearances for Spurs. Bear in mind, this is just Premier League appearances and goals here, and this is what we're focusing on here, whether he will do the 20 in the Premier League. So let's break down some of Son's goal scoring stats. So in season 1, when he first joined, he made 28 appearances and scored 4 goals. In season 2, he got 34 appearances with 14 goals. In season 3, he got 12 goals in 37 appearances. In season 4, again, he did 12 goals that season, but this time in less games with 31 appearances. So obviously that was an improvement upon the last season. And then on his 5th season, he got 11 in 30. So there's a bit of a drop there, although similar, but there's a bit of a drop there. And then in his 6th season, he's had 17 goals in 37 appearances. So after his 6th season, that was actually his best season. But his best season was the following season after that, which is in season 7, which is the 2021 and 2022 season, when he won the Golden Boot award with Mo Salah, and he got 23 goals in 35 appearances. Now, what makes this impressive is that none of these were penalties. When Mo Salah was obviously joint goal scorer with him, Salah takes penalties for Liverpool. So that just put that into context, that Son actually won the Golden Boot in a season without scoring any penalties. Only very few strikers have achieved the 20 goal mark without scoring penalties. So that's another point to bear in mind here. And then in season 8, which was last season, he got 10 in 36 appearances, which Son, we all probably know, he had a poor season last season. And currently this season, with his hat-trick at Burnley, he's got 3 goals in 4 games. So Son's stats are pretty decent. And bearing in mind, he is somebody who has played generally across the front line, but primarily on the wide areas, mostly on the left. But he's done shifts on the right, and he's also played down the middle when Harry Kane has been absent. Now, one of the other things here in this is that actually in all of those seasons, barring his first season, he's played over 30 Premier League games in the season. So he's never present, doesn't get injured that much. And in some of those times when Harry Kane would have got injured, he obviously has stepped up and probably improved his goal rate. So he doesn't miss many games through injuries. And he has missed some through suspensions and international duty over the years. So that might explain, if you factor that in, maybe he could have got an extra few goals in some of those seasons. But yeah, the good thing is he hasn't taken penalties. So what you might have not gleaned from that little readout there actually is he's only hit 20 once. Yeah, in Premier League terms. He's only passed the 20 goal barrier in one season out of his 8 completed season for Spurs. So 1 in 8. So that's not a good omen there at this moment in time. As I said, what should be stated here at this point is he's been playing out wide and he's been under the shadow of Harry Kane for most of that time. So, but however, he has achieved 20 plus goals in all competitions 4 times out of the 8 seasons. So across competitions, he then does get more than 20 goals in a season for Spurs. So he definitely makes a telling contribution in more often than not. So overall, I would say Son actually has a pretty impressive record considering the fact that he doesn't take penalties. He's been mostly used in the wide areas. He's only gone down the middle when Son is there. And And with penalties, I might even add even set pieces to that, right? So he doesn't really do that. So a lot of his goals come from open play. So it's quite impressive. However, it should also be said, he's only done it once, and that was the season before last. So what would indicate whether he will do 20 this season? Ironically, his best numbers occurred during Spurs' worst term in terms of from a team perspective. The season before last, Spurs have been turgid in the last couple of seasons from a footballing perspective. Their football's been diabolical, like Eric. So when you look at that, actually, he's actually getting better from a goal return point of view. So let's take a look at my prediction now. Right, so what do I believe? Do I believe Son will get 20 goals this Premier League season? And the answer to that question is, yes. I do think Son will get 20 plus Premier League goals. In fact, I'm going to give you a bit more of a specific answer. And I'm going to say, I think he gets between 23 and 24. His previous record, and so here's my reasons for this. His previous record indicates that he can and has scored a lot of goals for Tottenham, and he's predominantly done it from wide areas or areas that are not central to the pitch in the middle, where most of the action is going to be likely to take place, where most strikers earn their bread and butter. Now, the fact that he will be playing through the middle means he's going to get more opportunities. Playing more central is going to be more opportunities. Now, it does mean he's going to be probably more of a target for defenders because he's going to be in the line of more people in the middle of the pitch. However, I think he gets more opportunities, and more opportunities for me means more goals. Now, he actually, at the present moment, has a 46% shooting accuracy. I should have looked at his expected goal ratio, but he generally gets half of his efforts on target. And seeing that Son is somebody who is quite a clinical finisher, I would expect that will increase now that he is going to have more opportunities. And again, one of the strong suits of Son is Son has the ability to score with left or right foot. And he's got 4 headers for Spurs as well. And so, barring significant injuries, there's no doubt in my mind that Son will be in and around that 20 goal figure. Now, Spurs are not in Europe, so he may have a better chance of avoiding injuries. And therefore, he probably only needs to probably average a goal every 2 games to get somewhere close to that. And obviously, he started for hat-tricks, so there'll be times when he will get braces and stuff. So if he averages about 2 goals a game, a goal every a game and a half, he'll be on par for that. So now, another reason why I'm going to tip Son to get 20 plus is because with the added glamour of him being named captain and thrusted into a leadership position on and off the field, I think he'll revel in it. I think he'll embrace it. I think he will take to it to a duck like a duck does to water. And I think he's going to grow. I think he's going to have more of an impact than he has currently. He is now the main man for Spurs now that Harry Kane's gone. And I think that whilst I don't think he's a clout chasing person or somebody who would have wanted that, I also do think that the fact that he is now has the responsibility of that, I think he will take to it. And because of that, I think he will do better than his previous numbers. And he might actually end up taking more penalties now that Kane's not there. And so, although I think Maddison may well be the primary spot kick taker, but I would suspect Son will be not too far behind in some of them, especially if Maddison's not on the pitch. And so no more Kane hogging the limelight. So I think this is Spurs. This is Son's time to shine, and I think he will shine. I think he will get 20 plus, and more to the point, between 23 and 24. And like I said, due to the opportunities, more opportunities being down the middle, no Harry Kane shadow, and a more dynamic front line. We've got a better front line, a more busier front line, a more active and creative front line. So I think that spells more opportunities, and more opportunities spell more goals for Son. And not only that, he's a proven accomplished finisher, and his record shows that. So the only thing that will stop Son, in my view, getting 20 goals is injuries. So that's my prediction. I predict that Son will get 20 plus goals. But now I want to know what you think. What do you think? Do you think Son will get 20 plus Premier League goals, by the way? This is Premier League goals. Do you believe he will get 20 plus? Or do you think he'll get less? And what would be your reasoning for suggesting Son will get more or less than 20 goals? please drop it in the comments. I would look forward to hearing your views on this topic and my prediction, of course. And before you go, please like and subscribe to the channel. It will help the channel grow. Until next time, thank you very much. And this is Marvin signing out from the Spursverse.